morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. It is Saturday, April 15th, so you know what time it is. It is Wax Gaming Weekly Recap time, where we try and go through all the information from this past week, plus any upcoming events that are coming up next week or in the near future. So let's go ahead and dive into it with some of the biggest news of the week. First of all, NFT NYC is going on. It actually just ended yesterday. And this took up a portion of the week for, I guess, a lot of the normal productivity. It's a big event that's in New York. Lots of Wax project owners and the Wax community, plus a lot of the team from Wax, were there this week. So the overall Wax update and activity this week has been a little bit slower than normal. Still stuff going on. But the reason it's been slower is because there's been a lot of focus on this. You have big teams like ZOS and Wombat, and all had representation there. Atomic Hub was there, plus a number of other projects that I obviously didn't mention. They were all there participating in it. Next year, I really hope I get the chance to go. So NFT NYC 2024. Hopefully I'll be able to go next year. But I heard it was a lot of fun. A lot of good things happened. Some interesting things, but overall it was a good experience for most people that I've talked to. All right. Also on the big news, and if you missed this one last week, I wanted to mention it again because it is very big for the Wax blockchain. Basically what they've done is they basically bridged Wax to the Ethereum network. So you're able to now move NFTs from Wax over to that network and back. Not a ton of utility of it right this second, but as projects continue to really adapt this and basically take this on, I think there's some huge possibility for this. It's going to bring in a lot of players from other blockchains. It also gives us a lot more flexibility with our NFTs. So this is a huge thing. We also know that the token's been bridged over. We talked about that last week. So a ton of great stuff here. So definitely worth checking out some more information on this if you are at all interested in multiple blockchains. All right, now let's go ahead and dive into the news from the Wax blockchain specific. First of all, Avalon, the game, even though the alpha closed last week, still talking about it. They are continuing to release little snippets of what they're developing for beta or coming here in the near future. They now have a weather system in the game. They've also talked about, in case you're not aware, I've heard some interesting things about another alpha phase coming out here in the near future. Keep an eye on Atomic Hub. Plus with Binance, if you didn't hear that, they are also moving into the Binance blockchain. So there's going to be a promotion that goes along with that also. Plus they just released a form for a subscription model that gives you access to the basically a test server that has all of the upcoming releases and allows you to test the most upcoming items that are not going to be in the promo. Lots of cool things that they're still trying to do, still releasing almost on a daily, every other day basis. They're releasing screenshots of what they're developing. So I can't say enough about the Avalon team. So let's go ahead and move on. Next on the list, we have Farming Tales. They released a big update this week. The tournament system in multiplayer version in New Waxchester has now been released. They've been doing, essentially what this allows you to do is enter what they're calling Blitz games. I think it's called Blitz games, where you can go ahead and compete against other players for prizes. You wage, I don't want to say wager, you stake the in-game token for New Waxchester. And you have a chance to win if you're able to win the race. Right now it's tractor races. Eventually it'll be other additional games. If you're able to win that, you win the bulk of that pool. Some of the token gets burned, which is a nice burning mechanism. So there's a lot of cool things that happen with these races. There's a lot of potential that also comes along with this. It's going to expand the multiplayer use case of New Waxchester for Farming Tales. You can see a whole list of the patch notes, but that was probably the biggest thing that came out. Also, there's a little bit of a layout. I may do a full video on this just to show you all the different details because it does look different within the game. Next on the list, Cryptia did drop their body gear packs this past week. They sold out fast. I unfortunately had some other obligations at the time it dropped. so I missed out on the actual drop itself. So I do have to take a look at the secondary market. They sold fast. They usually do because there's a lot of utility, especially with Cryptia being very popular. So next time they do a drop, and I'm assuming they'll wait till next season to do the next drop that they're going to do, because it looks like they're going from the head down to the toes as far as the gear goes. So I'm assuming this will happen next season. If you see the drop, jump into the drop if you're at all interested in the game and it fits your situation, obviously, because they sell out fast. So definitely worth checking out next time. Next on the list, we have Nova Pangea. I usually don't highlight this, but this sale was too good for me to pass up. This past week, they did a special where if you went ahead and bought a creators pack off of either their Nova Hub or the secondary market from their account, you got a real life article of clothing, swag. I couldn't pass it up. I grabbed one creator pack and two writer packs. So I'm going to be getting a hoodie and a t-shirt in the mail. Basically $90-something, $99, $95 for a creator pack, and you get a free $50 hoodie. You couldn't pass it up, so I had to. And to add to the bonus, I actually pulled a legendary out of the creator pack, and I pulled an epic out of the writer pack. So it's huge. I can't complain at all with this deal. So I wanted to go ahead and highlight this deal. Also, they have the next Town Hall Level 3 coming out here in the near future. Going to do a video on that once all the details are released for that. Afterland, if you saw my video on Thursday evening, Afterland has a closed beta. I think I mentioned this in a past video. I got access to it this week. It looks pretty promising, to be honest with you. I went ahead and I played it. Right now, the closed alpha is a small portion of the game. It's just one of the areas. You can go around and play it. Apparently, it's been out for a little while, but they just re-released the closed beta. In the Discord, I've heard from, I guess, the CEO of the company. It sounds like the public release, I don't know if it's the public alpha, public beta, or overall game launch, is targeted for like 2 months from now. I'm assuming it's the overall game launch. So much more to come with Afterlands. Definitely a game that I want to highlight because the lobby system I mentioned before is super interesting to me. Plus, they have the PvE, PvP aspect of the game also, which is fun. All right, next on the list, a game I don't highlight much, but I wanted to cover this one because it's a feature for the people, we'll call it. In Alien Worlds, they released the Miners Union, which is a small fee. I think it was like 10 token, 10 TLM to go ahead and enter the Miners Union, and you get a bunch of rewards from it. So it's a really player-based system that helps you get more and more rewards from the game. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you're into Alien Worlds. If you're not in the Miners Union, you might want to get in there quick because some of the rewards that I've seen from this are pretty substantial. So check it out next time you're in Alien Worlds. Million on Mars had another sale this week. Their Mars bundle. It looks like it's basically a combat bay item. Again, I'm not super into Million on Mars, so down in the comments below, let me know if this was something that was definitely worth the pickup, but I wanted to mention it since it was a sale related to a popular game. Very limited though. It says there will be 10, there's be a total of 60 available. It sounds like there's only a few available during the sale. So in the comments down below, if you're in Million on Mars, was the sale worth it? Did you grab one? What are your thoughts of it? All right, next on the list, we have FGL. We got 2 items from FGL. First of all, Cosmic Clash 2.0 is now ready to unveil, essentially what they're saying. They gave some details around it. And if you scroll down a little bit in their Discord, the season starts on April 17th, which is the main thing that I wanted to mention. So those of you that are in Cosmic Clash, Season 8 is on the way, April 17th, so get ready for it. Also with FGL, the Outlaw Troopers, every single season they allow 10 planets to be basically minted or claimed. For the season, the claims are complete, all 10 are claimed, but still a lot of fun stuff going on in Outlaw Troopers. Again, this is probably my favorite out of all the FGL games, so I wanted to highlight it. I really got to get back into this game because I want to get a planet next season. All right, next on the list we got Forsaken. They did announce some changes on their end, also some big updates, including nerfs and including some good things. It's interesting how they start with the nerfs, the weather nerf, and some of the gameplay, owner-tenant gameplay nerfs. So there's nerfs and also some benefits for the players. Wanted to highlight that. If you're playing Forsaken, go ahead and check out the announcement if you haven't already checked it out. Waxel World, they did a couple games have done this over the past weekend that I didn't get to highlight in last week's recap. Some Easter events. Waxel World did one. It's basically an Easter egg hunt, which is super cool. Unfortunately, I saw it too late because I was away last weekend and didn't get to participate in it. So if you did participate in it and you got some of the prizes, go ahead and let us know down below. It sounds like a super fun event. I'm just a little disappointed I missed it. I got to watch out for that next holiday. In addition, Cosmos 11 did an Easter egg hunt tournament. So this was a lot of fun. They do this quite a bit. This was over the weekend also, the 8th and the 9th. So a lot of activity there. They continue to try and do a lot of tournaments in Cosmos 11. And this was kind of neat that they did an Easter themed event. That's it. That's the highlights from this week. Like I said, not as active as it normally is with the holiday, with the NFT NYC conference. Just a lot of people were focused on those. But I do have to say there is a lot of stuff coming for Wax. Be ready. The next few months, I would probably say, are going to be super active, especially as the market starts to increase. I think some projects are going to think it's time to jump back in there. So be aware that it's going to get super active as long as the market keeps going the way it is. Also, just some of the rumblings I've heard, there's a lot of games that are coming out here in the near future that could be very interesting. Let me know down in the comments below, did I miss any news? Are there any projects that you really want me to highlight that I haven't been highlighting? I'd love to start including a few more games to this, just trying to highlight what I think is the cream of the crop within Wax. But I'm happy to continue to include more and more games as we continue to expand the Wax community. I hope you all have a great day, great weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.